Hello to everyone. Thank you for giving me the role to present the EASME staff. We are very happy to welcome you to the team of projects of all the projects portfolio we have. And as you know, the EASME role within the European Commission is to implement programs. And actually we have 4 tasks: evaluation, grant management, preparation, project follow-up, and policy feedback. And my presentation is actually, we have 4 paths, but as we have a very limited time, I will just present few slides, and the rest, as the slides will be distributed, you can also have a reference for your further work when implementing and executing the project. So the first part will be water mining within the circular economy, and we want to congratulate once again that you are the winners among the 5 in the group of 5 projects. And as you see that as you know, you made a big long road from the stage 1, from 68 projects, ending up to the 5 projects which signed the grant. And these are your sister or brother projects, which I am presenting. And water mining is really one of the among these projects. Actually, the question is about how makes projects what makes projects successful. As you know, and I already heard in introduction that you are very business oriented, and it's very good that you are going to innovation action on the market replication and in the very end. However, you should keep in mind that what makes projects successful is to produce financially and environmentally sustainable business models driven by a collaborative scientific innovation. And what we expect from the projects, it's very standard, maybe general thing, is deliver against the signed grant agreement, which is the grant agreement is our Bible or legal act, which we signed from both sides. And we are expecting from you to produce high quality deliverables with impact not only to business, but also to policy, to EU policy making, and to contribute to their implementation, and maybe some suggestions for revision to improvement of policies. Also to enhance collaboration among the projects, among not only these sister projects, what I mentioned, but also other projects which you are working and maybe collaborating already, but this is the joint impact, to make a joint impact. Ensure regular communication between EASME staff and coordinator or all the project team connected via coordinator, because this is also very important to have the clear, transparent and contacts and communication and exchange of information, which we already established actually with Dimitris and with Patricia during the grant agreement preparation. So we will continue our work together. And just to remind, for not only for the coordinators, but for those who are watching now, that grant agreement is really the legal act, and that is what we need. What we need is all written in the grant agreement and its annexes. The most important, I would mention Annex 1 and Annex 2. It is Annex 1, it is about description of action. It is about your project, which you designed, which you elaborated, and this is your plan, how you are planning to implement. And against this plan, we are actually evaluating and following your project. And Annex 2 is about all financial issues. And this Annex 3, 4, 5, 6, it's about financial. as you know, we have in the projects periodic and continuous reporting, periodic and final reports. Periodic and final reports are actually designed for 3 reporting periods, and continuous reporting is submission of deliverables and milestones, continuous submission when according to the Gantt chart what you planned, and the due dates of deliverables and milestones what you planned in the project and what is written and agreed in grant agreement. So, and the most important message is please deliver and submit all the deliverables on time, no delays. Otherwise, it's really managing this huge project. It's very important to stay transparent online, transparent on time, and all the time having the contact with us. Concerning reviews, as I mentioned, there are periodic reviews. Will be 3 reviews, and for besides the deliverables and milestones, you will have to provide periodic report. The first review, the first period will be after 18 months. Means that after each month, after each this periodic, after this each period of 3. You will have to provide technical and financial reports, and there if it is some information or more clarity you need, the first help for you would be the annotated grant agreement, which you can always find online in participants portal. As I know that TU Delft is actually a very strong university, has a lot of projects, and you already have a good coordinator for this project and experience. So I don't need to mention a lot of details, because I think just give you within this presentation some tips for you as a reminder, and this I think would be helpful for you to run the project. Concerning the communication in Horizon 2020, I just try to mention internal between coordinator and EASME, where I'm just putting here our names, that we have the team in EASME who are working for you, who will help you to implement the project. And internal communication should be done via participant portal, electronic only submissions of reports, and good practice is periodic briefing by email. Just emailing to 3 of us your progress or some questions. Or we are used to have as a project advisor for your project, I'm used to have once per 2 months teleconferences with coordinators of the project, and just to have an update and to clarify the issues. But anytime, please be open and contact in case of questions. And you have an obligation to promote the project. So external communication, and concerning the all communication, we have. I'm just putting this slide as a reminder. Communication, dissemination, exploitation. There are 3 parts of how to promote your project, and what is about, and what are the differences. So I am not going into the details. Just communication is project and results. Dissemination is about results only, and exploitation about the use of results. Just the key messages. Also, I would like to remind you that according to the rules of Horizon 2020 communication, you have always to use the emblem and to have the quotation about that acknowledgement of the EU funding and use the EU emblem. So summing up, actually transparent and regular communication with project advisor, timely high quality deliverables, keep records of all changes, issues, communicate your action through targeted information to multiple audiences and keep us informed. Acknowledge EU support. EASME communication toolkit will help you to find how it should be done. and see collaborations with other projects and implement them and achieve significant impact for business and impact for policy, EU policy. And here I am just putting you the reference slide for as a reminder where you can find some information. Going to the, now we are going to the implementation of your project. I want to introduce you to the most often pitfalls during the implementation. Maybe it's again, maybe it's how to say, having the strong coordinator is good and is maybe, but the coordinator and all the team has to take into account these 5 issues. However, the ethics already is very well organized, so it's 4 rest issues which are very important to pay attention when implementing the project. So it's actually each beneficiary must ensure open access, free of charge online access for any user to all peer-reviewed scientific publications, and all digital research data generated in the project must deposit in the research data repository. So these are the key messages, and as you see, there are the guidelines and the schema. I'm not going to the details again. And there is another point of pitfall is technical and financial liabilities. Just to remind you, which grant agreement article is talking about that. And beneficiaries are jointly and severally liable for technical implementation of action as described in Annex 1. Annex 1, it is, as you know, it is Part A and Part B of description of action when you was drafting and when you were working on grant agreement preparation. And each beneficiary's financial responsibility in case of recovery is limited to its own debt, except the amount retained in the guarantee fund. Another, what is very common tasks when we are collaborating a lot in amendments, and when amendments when amendments are obligatory, this is a legal action. As you know, the grant agreement is our Bible for this project, and with the EC grant. So actually, if you have, especially for coordinators, but at the same time for work package leaders, it is important to know when the amendment is needed. And here there are the key points when the amendment is needed. Is adding new beneficiary, terminating, change beneficiary, especially making some budget transfers that reflects change and scope of work, and adding of some contract or third linked parties. So this is quite often topics to have to draft the amendment. And then now the point that the 4th point, which is quite important, which is gaining more and more importance in the implementing EU grants, it's to provide a policy feedback. It is difficult, of course. It is maybe how or sometimes you are questioning how to do it. But these are the tips what I am putting on the slide. Is lies with policy initiatives, means that you should know or follow the policy initiatives relevant to your project, and lies with policy officers or project advisors. So here, the first entry point for you would be myself and Julia to help you to find the right contact person or to the right policy initiative. And it would be very, very important to have the appoint policy officer in your project, and that this officer will follow all the relevant policies, provides the feedback to the public consultations for policy development, organize events, and, for example, provides inputs to EU circular economy stakeholder platform. And please remember that policy or regulation is one more factor in your business model equation. It's not only making business plans and providing support to business and developing businesses, but also impact to policy is very important. Again, here I am providing some few tips some tips before you planning your activities. Ask these questions to yourself and discuss with project partners. At the early stage of the project, here are just the suggestions of how to set the mindset, how you can define or develop or design your policy briefs or organize your policy feedbacks. So this is like for your home reading maybe. And now the third point is I want to provide you about which policy initiatives to liaise with in your project. Of course, it is really the real EU jungle to discover as water in circular economy are transversal components of EU policies and is models in each EU policy initiative. Actually, water goes beyond EU water policy, and this you should remember that. And I will give you a brief summary what's up on currently, and maybe run through the slides, but you will have those just for your information. The main issue, you see, I am preventing you. I just showing you the European Green Deal, but it's actually, you know, how to say, the Commission has this Commission from 2019 to 2024 has 6 priorities. Among these 6 priorities are European Green Deal, Fit for Digital Age, and economy that works for Europe. It's out of 6, 3 are very relevant to your project. And then European Green Deal is a new strategy, and of course, a Green Deal has 9 policy areas. 9 policy areas is climate action, eliminating pollution, clean energy, sustainable industry. I'm just mentioning few of them among 9. And as you see, I'm showing in the slide, Green Deal has 8 initiatives. 8 initiatives around each initiative. They are having a lot of actions now. And for you, the tip, check always adopted EU initiatives, forthcoming initiatives, and ongoing work. And I'm just here presenting the duplication of slide, but look to the dark green initiatives. We are already running. As you remember, new commission started just a year ago. And now we have plenty of initiatives are running. It's really complex and jungle, but I just gave you some framework how to work on. And yeah, and so like I was saying, check adopted initiatives. For example, new circular economy action plan, changing the way to consume and the way we produce. Here there is already published action plan. You have in the action plan water reuse and efficiency. Actually, is one of the sectors which are addressed in action plan. Then, for example, forthcoming initiatives, we have climate adaptation, but here now it's very recently is in under development just after the summer break, zero pollution ambition, but we have zero pollution action plan, which is started where water is a part of zero pollution action plan. The same as industrial pollution initiatives, which we have again the actions as evaluation and revision of industrial emissions directive, EPRTR register revision, where again your input would be very, very useful to make an impact on policy. And so it's just zooming into the circular economy action plan and related actions. As you see, I just highlighting in some red colors what I mentioned. Sewage sludge directive, for example, again, it is in the revision process. Again, they have, and EASME is involved. We are trying to promote and to communicate our project results to the our services who are dealing with revision, evaluation of the directives which are related to circular economy. So as you see, again, related to water, I just can mention renewable energy directive here. I have on my slide maybe very big slide, but I can mention the review of energy efficiency directive, where again energy efficiency in water sector is discussed, and maybe we should as a project promote more and to show the examples how it works. So as you see that there is a lot of options how project can contribute, and I am just leaving you for some home reading, and ending up my presentation. I want to say about the way forward and events. As you know, as you may know, that with your all 5 projects, with all 5 projects, we are trying to organize the joint kickoff meeting. We call joint kickoff meeting. However, we managed to, for this joint kickoff meeting, we managed to have the space, the opportunity to join the World Circular Economy Forum, and to be as a side event. And it will be on the 18th of November. And it will be called Water Smart Economy to Enable Circularity and Support Recovery Plan. And there we will invite all 5 projects from the same call topic, in order to ensure that you will communicate with each other, you reinforce policy feedback from projects together, that you can share, you can try to organize some clustering events, policy science workshops, or write joint policy briefs together that will make a bigger impact than the project alone. And just few things. Green Deal call you are aware of. I think it is interesting. It is the very huge call, and this is the last and biggest call and on the Horizon 2020. The deadline on 26th of January, and I left you the address where you can go to this call. I hope that you was participating in the Research Innovation Days in September, but here there is a link to the call. And just a little reminder that we are working now on on success of Horizon 2020, Horizon Europe, and here on the cluster number 6, we have our more water water topics there. With this, I want to thank you for your attention, even running through these slides. And I wish you lots of success for your project. Thank you very much for your attention.